Mobile One.
Big congratulations to Joshua Rojas, and thanks for everybody that's cheering him on and doing congrats on the Brian's Mobile One page. You guys are the best. Joshua, your package is in the mail. It should be there in
3 days.
3 days.
Yep.
So there you go. Thanks,
Good
Mike.
job, Joshua.
Way to win. I'm finally building my new garage that I moved here to build. It's going into the ground now. Doing a building like this is pretty cost prohibitive. So I've tried to do as much work as I know how to do. I know how to run a Mini X and a Bobcat, so I've been doing the excavation. I really had to ask the concrete guys, how did I do? What do you need to do? What do you want to see? And I did a pretty good job. I got it to within half an inch all the way around using a laser level and a buddy to help. But I like running these machines, but I tell you, you put your hours in on it and it wears you out. I mean, it's like riding an amusement park ride all day long. It just kind of shakes and rocks you around. But I've just been trying to do all kinds of stuff to save money and make this thing happen. Building these things is not cheap. So this is what I did a bunch of yesterday. Getting the conduit put in for the electric. Also used some leftover concrete to kind of keep the water flowing. I made like a gutter all the way down the fence. We got the footings poured yesterday. It was a busy day. I'm going to put a 4-foot wall on top of this. This thing's like super overkill. We got number 4 rebar, 3 wide. I'm learning all kinds of stuff about this that I did not know. As far as this goes, I'm still stuck. I got the new engine in, the transmission, the torque converter, everything was fine. There were some concerns about that because I pulled the engine without pulling the torque converter and the transmission, which you just don't do, but it's been fine. I need to get this boom redone, this hydraulic ram. I've gone through, I did all the hydraulic filters and everything. I converted it to an electric fuel pump at the advice of a guy that sells parts for these. He's like, yeah, you've definitely got to do that. And so to protect the fuel pump, I put an inline filter in, and apparently that's a huge no-no because I ran it just raw, just setting it in there the way that you see to see if I could get it running before doing the engine pull. Basically, I had great fuel injection. Things were going good, but since I put the filter in there, because I proved it, I had it running again with the injectors just spraying up in the air. You can see this clip right here shows that. But ever since I put that inline filter, it just sucks air. You know, I'll get it to run for maybe, 3 to 5 seconds, enough to operate the boom up and down. But then it just dies, and then it just takes forever to purge the air out again. You can see this little bleeder valve here that bleeds the main part of the injector pump that goes up through the lines, but the upper body for the centrifugal kill clutch, whatever you call it in here, the flywheel basket or weight basket, I don't know what to call it. But bottom line is I can't bleed it very good because I snapped I'm going to tighten this part of it, and the inner part of it snapped off, and I have no idea where it went. I have no idea where to get a new one other than the internet, so I'm kind of stuck on that too. I got my housings all rebuilt. They were sucking air a little bit. It's just a constant battle on an old machine like this when it's sucking air. As I was doing this, I was thinking about Eric the car guy and his project build, but basically his Fairmont project, he's got a few bugs to work out. But ever since I switched it from being mechanical to electric, I've had a lot more problems with air than I did with the mechanical. The mechanical, I could bleed it by pushing compressed air into the tank here, and everything would go through. I think that this type of pump does the same thing that the filter does, with the lines coming out both ends. So I don't know what I'm going to do. When I put it down low here, it was fine. When I mounted it up here, it was almost impossible to get it to bleed. Get all the air out, that's what I mean by bleed. So anyway, this is kind of an update. I've got this from the repair manual put here. And what's funny is if you look at difficult starting or starts and stops is 10, 11, 12. Choke fuel filter, that's not the case. They're brand new. I rebuilt the housings. Restriction and air cleaner. There's currently no air cleaner on this thing because the old one's shot. I did get these put back in. I had to take these off with a crane truck to be able to get the engine out because this one sticks up just a little bit right here. and then this one of course sticks down. That's the main thing you have to get off. So still need to go back and tighten all of these. You can see that are loose. And then the radiator and the oil cooler, the fans, the shroud, everything else goes in there. Then the air cleaner bolts to the top of this. I was hoping to get it running and get it warmed up before putting the air cleaner on. Sounds like living dangerously, but you got to pull the valve cover off and the air cleaner off to adjust the valves after you've run it and warmed it up. But oh my gosh, so many things to do. I still need to work out gas going to the new studio, garage, whatever you want to call it. This little battery charger's been a champ for all the times I've had to crank it, bleeding this thing. There's my spreader forks you may have seen in the Instagram and Facebook posts. Finally got this thing to hold some air in the tires long enough to work with it, but that ram basically leaks because I don't have this resting in the lowered position. Look at this concrete. So excited to have this. I thought it was going to be one monolithic pour, but you can see why you'd have to wait between. So that's what we're doing there. The building's still sitting here. I mean, I'm super excited that it's here. I've been running like a chicken with my head cut off, honestly. So much to do. But the interesting thing with this building is you've got these steel columns and stuff. This one goes across for the roof, holds the roof up. You can grab that with one hand and pick it up. I mean, I'm half Viking, but still, I was surprised how lightweight these things are. They've got all of these welds and brackets on them that just kind of stick out, and they look like they'd get bent or something, but they don't. They seem to work out great. So these are the translucent panels that go on this part of the building. I gotta show you this. If you look at the roof sheets, like this is my whole roof right here. Like the whole stinking thing. We call this Galvalume. So it's like aluminized, galvanized, whatever. But when you get up, when you look at it, that's all, like all the roof sheets right there. That's all of them. If you count them, there's probably 15 here, and then another 15. There's like 30 sheets or something. It just doesn't look like much when it's sitting on the ground. It makes the whole building look real small. So these are I think these are for the doors. These are the uprights. Go around, there should be 6 of them. And then there's more for the uprights on the doors. And then these are the rods that true the building up. You can see they're all stuck together. The ends of them are threaded. But you tighten and loosen these until you've got your building in square. And then you just like the roof sheets, you got all of these that run the roof line. And then your roof panels go the other way on them. They just keep all the columns from moving one way or another. But it's just sitting here. It's waiting for the rest of the concrete to be done. The concrete's paramount. But before the concrete goes in, you have to run all your utilities and stuff. So this right here is the trench for the water. You can see it's pretty deep. And that runs up to the house. So I have a water line coming in here. You saw where the power's coming in here. Still need to run gas, and I need to run some PVC, this pipe here, along this, so that I can kick it out with a pump and send it, because the street's on this side in front of the house. I gotta send the water uphill. But man, it's an unbelievable amount of work. So for the water to get in, it's got to go through these little pipes that we stubbed in before doing the concrete yesterday. So I was doing that, and concrete was all over this. I had to get that off, clean the tools, and run all that gutter stuff so that we don't have the flooding and the issues that we've had here before. There's so much to do. You guys are awesome. So as you can see, we've got footings in, we're pulling the forms off. Things are just cruising along, and got most of the utility stuff done. I might get some gloves and help out. So I'm still working on getting the valves replaced on this. This thing's at a standstill just because I haven't had time to do it. It was a 2008 CRF 450R. It's one of my favorite bikes ever. I've got this valve kit to put in it from Faction MX. I've got the intake valves, exhaust valves, and springs and everything. So these guys are competitors with some of the others bonded stainless steel valves. These are the way to go. These are the nice ones. These are the ones you want to get. By way of other announcements, you may have seen some stuff from the Pull-Apart Challenge. Episode 1 is live now. There's a link that's going to be at the end of this video and in the show more. It was so stinking fun. You see some of the guys that were there. I mean, you got Eric the car. Well, you can see everybody. There's Brian from G-Body Garage, Eric the car guy, Engineering Explained, Charles Humble Mechanic, Matt from Bleep and Jeep, myself, Matt Moran Motoring, and Laura. She was a lot of fun too.
Face off in a competition to showcase their mechanical and automotive expertise with the use of some used auto parts, some tools, my daily sense of
humor. If you guys want to see it, you got to see it on PullAPart's YouTube channel. And like I say, I'll leave links for that. So I've had my hands full with traveling for doing some of these things, and then also doing some travel for the Charlotte race for the Bank of America 500 with Pennzoil. And last but certainly not least, I'm going to be heading to SEMA via Los Angeles. We're going to be in Los Angeles this coming Saturday, which is going to be the 28th of October. And then we're going to be heading down to SEMA, and I'll be there for the duration of that. Last year was amazing. I met so many cool people, did so many cool things, drove some amazing cool vehicles. This year's not going to be any different. FCA is going to be sponsoring us with some vehicles to drive, so stay tuned for all that fun action to come. And somewhere in the middle, I'm going to get this garage done. Subscribing doesn't mean anything anymore unless you click the little bell next to it, so be sure to do that too, and it'll notify you when I post new videos.
Bonus footage at the end.
One last thing, I did get a new motor. I finally got that in. All right, we're going. After about a month, I got it broke in. It sat there forever. But anyway, more videos to come on that. I am Slenderman! And I can fly. Look out. Ridge soaring. That's basically what I've been up to and what I'm about to be up to and all the stuff in between. Apologize for missing some of the Wildcard Wednesday videos, but I've just, as you can hear from my voice, I sound kind of sick because I just kind of burned myself out there for a little bit. But you always got to squeeze in a little time to fly. That new motor sitting there was just driving me crazy. So really, that's all I want to do. I'm an addict at this point. I didn't fly for a month, so had to squeeze in this evening flight, and it was just unreal. Just so stinking fun. Anyway, love you guys. So happy to be able to give that scan tool away and find it a good home. I get offers for all kinds of stuff like that to do reviews, and I really like that format. I wouldn't mind just bringing them in, doing reviews, and get more giveaways and stuff like that. But what I'd really like to know is what you guys want to see. If you could leave me a comment below, let me know what you guys want to see on the channel, what turns you on, what do you like to see, and I'll see if we can get more of that coming your way. Cheers.